Welcome back, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We've got the 1v1 challenge right now. Straight after that is going to be Outlaws versus Squared. It's the final. The winner of that match goes through to our final bracket. Likely going to be Outlaws. They're definitely the favourites in that one. But first, we've got the 1v1 caster challenge. So there's my crazy face. I can't believe I consented to that being on stream. In fact, I didn't. For the record, I did not consent to this. It was kind of forced upon me. But I'll be playing some Counter-Strike against somebody. I don't know who it is yet. In just a few moments, 1 versus 1, and I don't know whether you'll see me during it. I'm taking this one seriously. There's no reward for me, well, not that I know of, for winning it, but pride. I definitely don't want to be losing a 1v1 on stream, especially if my video's there, my face is there, and just everything. I just don't want it. I just can't deal with it. And obviously, like, I work in the office with the technical staff and the social media staff. They're never going to let me forget it. If if I lose, they're going to have to get another member of staff to do it. It's going to be a nightmare if I lose this. However, I don't think that's going to happen. I think whoever I get put against, whoever you are, you're going to get your ass beat today. And sure. So the match is coming up. The actual game of Counter-Strike that is being played, the veto is happening right now. But first, as I said, Cast Challenge, the 1v1 Cup, !CME, if it's not been selected yet. I don't know. I don't know if it's been selected or not just yet. But sure thing. We are going to play this feature on through. So as I said, this is going to be pretty embarrassing if... oh my god, it's Define. Define is the person I'm playing against. He's a professional player. They put me against a professional player. Oh, nuts. Sure, I'm going to kick his ass. I kick your ass, Define. Come on, come at me. Come at me. Right. Let's go. I'm going to add you. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Define, add friend, ChallengeME. Let's go. Send challenge. Direct challenge. Come on. You're going to get your ass kicked. Let's go. Aim red line. Right, let's go. Put me against a professional player in the tournament. Somebody's playing in the tournament. Surely this is just going to be free skins. Surely, surely. Right. Let's play. Okay, so a couple of things about me. I'm a left-hander, so I think that you're going to be seeing my screen. I think that it's directly. I think that the link is direct on through. Let me just sort this desk out. This is a pain, isn't it? This is a mess. By the way, some Counter-Strike will be played after this. Outlaws versus Squared is going to be played very shortly. So I'm in the server now. Oh, here we go. Let's go. It's pretty good. Let me just say. Oh, I'm nervous. I'm legitimately nervous. Somebody plays the stream all the time. I'm never going to live this one down. I don't think you can hear me anymore. So I'm going to rage. I don't give a shit. Nobody can hear me. Come on, Define, you pussy. Come on, mate. You little pussy. I bet he's going to dodge. He knows he's playing Squid. He can dodge it. I'm mates with this guy as well. I'm friends with Define. Am I? Am I? No, I don't actually know him that well. I have him, though. I have him. I know you. I'm glad I didn't say that shit on stream. Okay, right, that's weird. fucking go.
Move it, move it.
What?
What are you doing? What are you doing? This is not a knife round. Get back to your position, bitch. Okay, live, live. Fuck, I got dicked. This guy's gonna dick me. Alright, let's go. Fuck off. Fuck you!
Get a Rex scrub.
Shh. Shut fuck up, bro. Ready to lose. I'm gonna plug my mouse in now. I was using joystick.
Can't hear you, by the way.
You can't? Fuck off.
Stay frosty. Stay right here is where we end this.
Christ.
Alright, gentlemen, this is it.
Shit.
Let's go, my brother. Terrorists win. This is it. We kill them, and then we go home.
Oh, shit.
So, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Where's my skins?
Shit. I guess that just happened. They did have to put me against a professional player, of course. They did. God, Christ. What else do you say about that one? GG, I guess. GG. But enjoy your skins, mate. I guess. We're going to be seeing Vexed and Define, more importantly, play in the group stages another one of these days. Don't know what group they're in. What group are they actually in? Are they in Group B, C? I think they're in Group C. But I might be wrong on that one. But Define will be playing some Counter-Strike for actual money to try and get through to the live finals. And I was a little bit nervous, I'll be honest. I was a little bit nervous. I got the studio lights and I'm not going to make any more excuses. That was just that was sad. That's made me very sad. That's ruined my day by about a third, I'd say. I was enjoying all the matches, the great Counter-Strike, but we've actually got some real Counter-Strike from some people who actually can play. Outlaws versus Squared, or one team that can actually play. Outlaws probably likely going to take this one. Obviously, with 16-9 earlier on a map that Outlaws don't even play, Cash. So, what can you say about this one? I don't know if it's necessarily going to be a close game or anything. I think that Outlaws might be a sealed deal. It's really up to Squared to show us what they're made of. Let's see. What's being said in Discord? So somebody's probably talking crap about me. Or Lenob. Oh no. So they're setting up for the game. So let's talk about some real Counter-Strike. Obviously Outlaws haven't had any real competition today. They've played a map less than Squared as well. Obviously because Squared got knocked down to the losers bracket. They have to play a map extra. So they're probably going to be tired at this point. It whoopsie, could also mean that they're warmed up. It could definitely mean that they're feeling good coming into this last one, unlike me. Yeah, I'm not feeling very good coming into this one. Outlaws, though, probably favoured. Well, definitely favoured. They've got Cirque, who's been on fire all day. But remember, it hasn't just been Cirque. We've seen Nikki, just like everybody. Everybody's just been firing all cylinders for Outlaws. So if Squared is gonna win this one, they've really got to shut a couple of those star players down. But since another thing going against them is because Outlaws don't rely on one player. Like, yes, Cirque's the best player, but they don't physically rely on him. If Cirque underperforms, not that he rarely does, if he does underperform, they still have the second and third player who can definitely pick up the pieces and can carry just as effectively. Before it was Rocking before he left the team, and just everybody able to frag pretty decisively. We've seen it all day. Nicky has been firing on all cylinders. His headshot percentage must be like up there in the 50s and 60s. But with that said, Squared, they've just come off the back of a nice win. They obviously crushed FTW earlier. They just crushed AYB as well. So they're looking good as well. Coming into this match, obviously Outlaws the favourite. I would probably put 90% on them, 90%. I don't think that Squared really stand a big chance. But the spoiler factor is this is a best of one. So if Outlaws aren't feeling it, if the map veto goes skew-if again, if they pick Cash, not that I think that's going to happen. If that does happen, they could definitely find themselves on the back foot early. However, I don't think that's going to happen. I think that they probably will show up. They're a very consistent team, so even in a best of one, they should be able to show up. But this isn't a best of three final. Squared only have to beat them in one map, and then they're through to our final four. And then they get to play for a spot at our LAN next week. Not the LAN isn't next week, but the final is the week after next. I think it's the 16th of August. So put that one in your calendar because we'll be back for that as well. But there's a lot more to come before then. If we, I don't know if we can get up any of the other groups, but obviously this is Group A coming up tomorrow. So at 5 o'clock, I think tomorrow, 5 o'clock CEST. So place your bets on this. If we've got Group B, then we could have a look at it and have a quick rundown of that before we get into this match, because I don't think that we're ready quite yet to get into this match, even with the time padding and stuff. However. Okay. Well, like I can't see Group B, but I know that we've got Imperial tomorrow, so they're probably going to be the headliners. I feel like they're probably going to win it. It's probably going to be a Bulgarian team again, so I think that puts us in such good stead for the Final Four. That's what I'm really excited about, the Final Four, because we'll probably have Outlaws, probably Imperial. Who else? Somebody in Group D is really good. I can't remember. Oh, that moment when you're on camera and you forget who the best team in Group D is. Well, so someone good. So we've got three really standout teams, and then looking pretty strong for the final day. That's the day that I'm really excited about, because this is the build up and seeing how the teams are performing and seeing how the rosters are and the preparation and seeing if any upsets happen, because in previous Legend Series, these group stages, although they're double elimination best of two, do have time for the upsets. However, Outlaws, if they lose this one best of one, there's no map advantage or anything like that. It's game over. It's see you later, goodbye, and likely what it's going to be. So I've been given the IP, and I think the map is Train. Yeah, so it is actually Train. So Squared ban out Overpass. We'll talk about that. Overpass is Outlaws' best map by far. They're phenomenal at it. They're like solidly tier 2. I'm absolutely certain that this or maybe with Rocking, Outlaws could have definitely beat like lower tier 1 teams, like I feel like they would stand up against like genuine tier 1 opposition on overpass. They're so good at it. Not teams like Astralis, like the very top echelon. I don't think that they're that high, but I think that they could definitely like pose a threat at a LAN against like teams like maybe teams even as good as Fnatic and Red Reserve and teams like on the Swedish scale like that. And I think that they could take maps off NIP and stuff like that on overpass. I think that they really stand a chance on overpass, so it's banned out instantly. Outlaws ban Inferno. Understandable. We just saw a really strong Inferno from Square just a few moments ago. Then Square banned Nuke. Obviously, Outlaws pretty strong at that. You don't want any piece of that one. Outlaws then ban Mirage, a map that they don't play loads. And they do actually play it quite a bit. It's like a third map as a spoiler map. But the issue with that is their win rate isn't very great on it. Then Squared ban Cobble. Outlaws have been phenomenal on Cobble every day, like all day. It's one of Cirque's best maps. It's crazy. And then Outlaws ban Cash. Leaving us on Train. So, what can we say about Train? Train is probably a great map for Outlaws, to be fair. I feel like they really stand a really good chance here. It's obviously got raw potential, so it's probably just going to run Rampage. There isn't the same ability to punish an enemy AWPer on Train. However, yeah, we're just in warm-up right now, so just getting into this one. Outlaws, we're just waiting for them to get their final few players in. I think we're waiting on Cirque and someone else, some random. I don't know. However, Squared are all ready and raring to go as we're in with this warm-up. So yeah, if Cash was anything to talk about earlier, perhaps this could be one of the closer maps of today. Maybe we could see another 16-10 or 16, like around that region, give or take a couple. However, I feel like Outlaws will probably be taking this one extremely carefully. I feel like they're going to want to take every single round. They're going to even take the knife round seriously, since CT side on Train is really it's worth a lot. When you get back into it, Speller was that fourth player that I forgot. I'm just waiting for Cirque, the star player, waiting for him to show his face, rear his head for this grand final today. As the warm-up comes to close. So I think that we are definitely playing best of one for this format, by the way. So Outlaws aren't going to have like a second map or anything to fall back on. So it means that the spoiler potential is more there. But yeah, this is definitely best of one. Even though when we play the live finals at LAN, like last series, it was always best of three. But now only one map has been selected today. It's just the one map, and we're about to get straight into it. The knife round coming up. And yeah, this is the best of one. So, the knife round. Outlaws definitely want this, but Square don't want to be giving this away either. One of the, maybe the upset potentials, or maybe one of the things that we haven't quite talked about, is Square's CT side has actually been quite poor so far. On Inferno it looked a little bit stronger, but earlier on Cobblestone it actually looked quite weak. Well, against Outlaws on Cash, it seemed pretty weak as well. Outlaws were able to tear into them with the T side, and Squared are going to stay on CT. So they need to get this economy rolling. They need to win the pistol round and get that money going. But Outlaws, yeah, they don't want any piece of that. It's all about this pistol round, and great start for them. Losing the knife round, bit of a bummer, but doesn't really matter all too much. Squared have a smoke grenade on Train. You would normally put a smoke grenade towards A, so when the rotation comes in towards B, you've got one for the retake. Oh, Nicky does take the first kill as well. That's Dav Cobra down. And a 5v4 Means that Outlaws are going to be able to pick and choose where the hell they want to go. And the bomb is poised to take this B site, and they've got plenty of utility as well. So here comes the nade. Spellen's got it out in his hand, but he's not going to throw it out just yet. It could be used for the afterplant, obviously, and Spellen could hold it back, but they haven't got a Molotov. It's normally used to counter out some sort of Molotov play. Oh, it looks like we have a tiny... I've actually crashed on my screen, but we can talk about this now. Yeah, okay, so it's a 4 versus 3, and NK doing all the damage, isn't he? They don't want any of these players surviving. This is really quite brutal, actually, as Holmes takes one back, but he's only on 3 HP. There's nothing he can do in this situation. He's just going to get dinked down, and Cirque, what a headshot, finishes off the round in style. It's all 5 rounds to Outlaws, or 5 kills to Outlaws, sorry. And a quick pause, and we all lagged. Yeah, I lagged on my screen as well, so... So I don't think that actually affected the play. I think we just got a little jolt on the server. But they are going to take a quick pause to discuss this one. And so yeah, they're just having a discussion about that quick technical jolt. But I'm sure that we'll be right back into this one. And let's have a look at what's being said to get you any inside information. Not a lot, basically. Not a lot's being said. They're asking for a restart. So in the admin chat, they're asking to restart this game, but I don't know if that's going to be allowed. I think the rulebook says that there's no restart because the error happened after the first kill. So according to like every rulebook, they probably shouldn't restart the match, but that could all be changed by an overall, and we'll keep you updated on that. So we're just going to quickly restart the server, restart everything, and they're having a chat in the CSGO chat right now about what's going on. So, in terms of this, like, what can you really say? You can't really say anything based on that pistol round. Outlaws looked pretty strong. They got the bomb down without any lag, and it was only in the afterplan that we had any issues. So, it should be fine. It should be an Outlaws pistol. But yeah, I'm not gonna give my 2 cents worth. I think I do enough of that on the casting desk instead of me going into the admin panel as well. We've got lots of admins and lots of people chatting about. And remember, this is our final. So the admins are finally giving their verdict. And yeah, tensions are a little bit high in Discord right now because Squared want a restart. Outlaws don't want a restart. So... we've got to talk about that, and we've just got to keep the viewer updated about this. And obviously, this is our live final, so it's interesting as to what we've got coming up anyway. But let's see what's going on. A little bit of drama. We love a little bit of drama, right? Sure. So the server admins as well is are chipping in. We're going to get back into this one pretty shortly. So it's like, what else do we really talk about? Cirque is like been pretty good all day, so I don't see any way that he's going to cool off anytime soon. We're just waiting for the server restart, waiting for the IP, and waiting for all of that. So yeah, I think Outlaws have conceded. I think that that we're going to replay it from the start of the pistol round. So forget anything that just happened. I think that Outlaws, despite like an admin hasn't ruled on anything from ELC, it's Outlaws just saying no, we're just going to play it from the start. I think that's what he just said because we're in Discord, but we're just going to try and give you live updates all the time as well. But we've got a good map of Counter-Strike coming up, a good best of one coming up, and obviously still going to be on train, so same sort of stuff to talk about. Got to really mention that, like, train does favour Outlaws. Should we have a little look at their stats? What are their stats like on train? So Outlaws, squared stats don't matter as much, I'd say, because I think that they're playing against lower tier opposition. But squared, they're ranked 200 on HLTV. Outlaws, they're ranked 45th. So it's like, if you look at that in terms of the rankings, that's why Outlaws are outclassing everybody in their group, and they're probably only going to face opposition when it comes to the group final. So we've got the IP, by the way, so we're going to be getting straight back into this match pretty soon. But Outlaws, they play train more than any other map, and they've got over a 60% win rate. So a 62.5% win rate. That is huge, obviously. Obviously, playing it like the most out of any map means that they're playing it against higher tier opposition as well. They're playing it, I remember they playing it against Kingwin, they're playing against Penta, and this is when these teams are like in their prime as well, and they're actually like fragging like the monsters that they are, like the solid tier 2 ESL Pro League, like decent teams. Outlaws are going toe to toe with them on these maps, so they definitely are favoured in this one, and this is their most played map as well. So surely you've got to favour them in it. They've played it 32 times. That's quite a high amount of times with this three-man lineup, and compared to like other maps like Newt, they've only played 10 times. Like, it's all over the board, really, isn't it? Right, let's get this. Let's get back to the action. Back into warm-up. Back into action. Let's go. Let's watch some Counter-Strike, boys and girls, ladies and gents. Oh, yeah, that's not a good password. Let's see. So, Outlaws, as said, favored to win this one, but definitely the spoiler factor could come back into play. Sorry, we're having a couple of technical issues on this end as well. Just trying to get back into the server because of the server crash and then the IP changes and just everything. Just when something goes wrong, it's not just the same as like logging back into a matchmaking server or logging back into a face if your computer crashes. It's a case of getting like 10 people all up together. So yeah, this knife is not going to be played. Squared won that fair and square. But this pistol round will be. So both teams with a chance back into this one. And Outlaws going for the same setup once again. The decoy, and here come the mind games where Outlaws could just run the same tactic they could run. Are they going to run a really fast tactic here? No, I think that they're just going to split. Probably going to be an A split right here, down Pop Dog and on through. I can't really see on my screen where they're playing. No, they're actually rotating over towards the B site. So squared, they're in a really good position to counter this one out. 3 players over towards B, and Dafk is stacked over towards here as well, so Square could have 4 players over towards the B site very soon, and here come the smokes, the flash as well, and Outlaws is going to buy their entry into the B site. Jordan does find one, and that ship's gone down, so the B threat neutralized, but Outlaws, they've circumnavigated this defense back onto A. Squared need to rotate pretty damn quick, otherwise Outlaws are going to be totally in control of this bomb site. If they get this bomb down on the train, Squared, how are they ever going to get back into this site? So we're in a 4v5. Squared lost a lot of players as well, so it does take one. And Nicky as well. Outlaws just perfectly playing this. The crossfires are deadly and mental. Cirque with another one. 2 kills for him. And Nicky, Cirque galore. 3 for him. Is this time Outlaws take the pistol round once again. Remember, they took the previous pistol round as well, so they're going to be feeling great. I'm sure that they're going to be like trash talking in TeamSpeak. They're going to be feeling amazing about winning that round, because Squared wanted to replay it. They lost it. They wanted to replay it. Outlaws said, "Yeah, we'll do it." The admin probably wouldn't have favoured them, but they allowed them to go for it anyway. So they've got to be feeling extra good after this one. Ships finds the first. It's with the UMP as well, so that's $600 in his pocket. But straight onto this A site. What can Square do? Just 1 kill from Dafka, but that's all she wrote. Is Jordan. He's the last player alive. Stuck in connector as well, playing on the edge of this smoke. Might be able to catch out the bomb planter, but instead he's just shifting around this train. They might have actually spotted him out and listened to where he's coming from. And Spellin does find him. Lots of kills from the UMP. 1,800 in the pocket of Spellin. Money in the pockets of everybody else as well. And you see he's got 5,400. So we can drop him up whenever the hell he likes. Onto Cirque, onto... Well, it's obviously going to be Cirque, but... The Outlaws side, 2-0 up, and this is the lead that they would have likely had if we hadn't have restarted this map. So, yeah, this has got to have an extra bit of confidence. They've got to be, like, I absolutely guarantee they're shouting and swearing in TeamSpeak. Like, still winning regardless of having the disadvantage. However, looking pretty good. Outlaws 2-0. Up, and just pistols for squared, so they've got to fall back. Got to make up their minds as to where they're going. However, the UMPs in hand should be able to just tear their way through these pistols. There's no armor on any member of Squared Esports right now. No body armor on anybody. So they need to just plummet their way onto one of these sites and Outlaws. Yeah, they've wasted a lot of time, but it's to take this one seriously. Bait out any nades. Definitely don't want to be running into a nade stack at this point. Only costs 300 each to get HEs, and like main stacks are very common on here on train, so could definitely happen. Squared going for a quick rotation, but probably just going to get cut down by these more advantageous rifles, the UMPs, everything else. Chev looking for more, and GG. 3-0 for Outlaws, looking really nice. Straight up. And this is the first buy round for Squared Esports, obviously. Being able to afford the AWP in the hands of Zurich, but... Oh, another pause once again. So yeah, I've just had confirmation that it definitely is a best of one, because there was a little bit of confusion amongst teams whether this was going to be played out best of one or best of three or whatnot. However, Outlaws, yeah, they're... I don't know if you can see the chat, but they're having a bit of banter. They're saying, should we replay the second round also? So they're throwing around a bit of trash talk right now, but 3-0 is definitely the scoreline, and both of these teams are from the Balkan region, is what they're saying, so they're like bending the rules and stuff, but yeah, they like each other, they're having a bit of banter, a little bit of trash talk in the chat, and that's what I want to see. I don't want to see like swearing and stuff like that, but I do want to see the trash talk. I do want to see both these teams giving it, but 3-0 lead in Outlaws. Just going for this fast setup. Probably going to be a pretty quick push once again, or just their default. They've got no AWP on Cirque to counter any AWP. To counter the AWP on the Squared Esports side. They've obviously got Zurich with an AWP of his own, but Outlaws looking pretty strong here, and just going for one of these set executes, and they haven't committed to either one of these sites yet. They obviously don't have to go towards the A site. They can all back off and go for a B execute, but without any nades thrown in, Squared could definitely be caught off by this. Nicky behind the enemy lines, and Cirque hits a headshot. He's such a beast with every weapon. Zurich does peek one through. There's a second AWP everywhere. Spellin does find one, and this bomb is straight out onto the A site now. Are they actually going to back off and take this one? Because the smokes are down. The angles are on lockdown, but Outlaws... they need to get something going for them. They need to actually like finish off this round in NK. Oh, no, 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 don't go for this knife. He gets quiet, but finally finds the shots, which is just in time. 12 HP left as well. Dav's got to be kicking himself. Squared. Oh, no. This is going to crush your team's morale, as Jordan and Zurich very slow on the push. They've got no kit. They've got no barely any time. It's a 2v3. How the hell are they going to make this one work? I don't think it's going to happen. Outlaws. 14 HP and 12 HP. Holding on by the skin of their teeth. Means it. Squared eSports doesn't quite hold on. They do hold on to these weapons though, the AWP and the M4, really critical weapons to have, especially that AWP on train. It's going to get dropped to Dav. So, oh no, back to Jorik as well. I was thinking that was quite weird. So yeah, they're actually a pretty decent buy right now. 2 Molotovs. Hopefully one of them is stacked towards the B site. It's not. It's Jordan with the B site hold, and he's not got a Molotov at all. So if Outlaws decided to go towards B, he definitely could abuse this. Jorik spots one, goes past. However, the Molotov is going to force him away from this angle, and Outlaws are already out onto A. They've covered that choke point, but they need to now make the frags happen. Chev does spot one back and find it. Davk as well. Squared are holding on, but they're very low on HP, so needs to be bailed out by Jurek with the AWP. Finds that one, but it's only Cert, the Bulgarian superstar. Racks 1 kill. But can he do any more? They've got to be scared of him. He can hit anything, and raining death from above is his middle name. Does spot one out, and he's only got 6 bullets. So if they peek him out, this could be disastrous. But Jurek with the AWP playing the range advantage finds that one. 1-4 is the scoreline. And Squared eSports right back in this one, and they've got the AWP saved as well, so Jurek's going to have that, and they've got a mounted defense off the back of this AWP. I want to see them play around it, not have him go for any aggressive picks or anything stupid, but not let him go down in the early portions of this round. The AWP is so powerful on train. It might be the most powerful AWPing map just overall. Like, it's not as good for the aggressive picking, but the defensive AWPers, I think it could definitely favour Jurek like really well. And when we see certainly with the AWP on his CT side, could definitely be as well. And he does find one with only 25 HP, but Jordan and Dav go over towards the B site, shuts down that push. 3-4. As Outlaws are going to fall back and just solidify an attack. Go for something a bit more cumulative and a bit more structured, as it's probably going to be an A push. It's a 2-2 setup from Squared, which is a little bit funny. You normally see a 3-1 when you've lost a man, but trying not to be as predictable as before, and don't want to play into Outlaws' hands whatsoever. So obviously this is a Bulgarian matchup. They're going for this boost to spot over towards the upper bomb train. If Squared's getting aggressive, it can definitely be punished. However, Outlaws, they're about to make their aggression, then about to make their push over towards A, and Cirque drops down a smoke grenade, and it's perfect at that. Homs can't see anything. Ships does take one, it's traded straight back out by Dak, and Cirque does find one as well. This Molotov is catching Holmes out of position. However, Cirque has this angle on lockdown. Holmes has to be terrified right now that an AWP shot's going to rattle on through. However, Ships planting in cover definitely could make this one work. This is such a even engagement right now with the AWP of Cirque, but its position being compromised, and Ships having a really good half-plant position. Squared has to get into this bomb site very quickly, and they both got kits, so time isn't really of the essence. However, Outlaws, with a great buy-up, should be able to do this. Cirque does take the first. The defuse is spotted, and he takes a quad kill. Everything for Cirque as he solidifies Outlaws' control. Breaks the buy. 5-1. Beautiful from Cirque. He's just been a monster all tournament so far. And this is why there's probably talk of him going to play with Hiko and going to play with bigger names over towards NA. Obviously, we've seen a couple of European players switch over to NA in the last, year now. Obviously, Simple being the most high-profile player to do so. And then to revert back, but I could definitely see Cirque playing with Hiko and being like a Simple-esque storyline again. I guess Hiko is probably wanting to repeat history with that, but that's not confirmed. Cirque is obviously still on this team. Outlaws have big backers, so I'm sure his buyout is pretty big. So watching him float over towards NA would be more of a business move, I think, more than a skill gap. I guess that they're running out of like really premier AWPers over towards NA, so Hiko definitely wants to play with another CIS AWPer of a sort. Circ might not be the name. Might be though, if Reddit's anything to be believed. Squared. Pistols. Kevlar. Not much money left either. They've pretty much forced into this one, so taking a couple of risks. And Outlaws, they're favouring these longer range engagements. And I can't see anything on my screen once again, so I assume that we've had another server crash. But on this screen, Circ, NK does find one, traded back out. Here comes the push now. It's looking pretty strong, but these pistols have done the damage. Nicky finds a headshot, and it's only Holmes and Jordan left. Nicky's very low as well, so might go down, and Circ drops as well. Holmes with a perfectly timed peek, and Nicky could be the next to fall. Both of these Outlaws players are very low, 9 and 3 HP apiece. Needs to find something. Holmes again. That's a double from him, and finished off by Jordan, who closes out the round as Squared find their second here on out. So I guess that was an issue on my end, because they're not going for a pause or anything of that nature. However, Outlaws, AKs, the AWP as well on Circ. Their money is actually pretty weak. So this is a last-ditch buy for them before recoing and before giving Squared a look back into this match. Because if Squared take this, then they're given a practically a free round where they can build the bank, and their only goal now is to gain good economy. But NK is going to try and stop that. Decimates Jordan. Outlaws have the man advantage. Not by much. NK's only on 6 HP. Didn't win that Angel by much. However, Squared and a 4v5 does have B control as well. So with the smoke down, Holmes needs to find one here. Does rack up the headshot with the UMP. Circ's going to do the damage, and both of these Outlaws players are really low as well. Circ has to do even more with the AWP, and he is going to do so. 2 for him, as NK, being the last player alive, 6 HP, has the angle, finds the shot, 6-2. Wow, Squared can't catch a break right now. NK played perfectly off his teammates, and this is one major advantage that Outlaws have over the Squared side, is their team play is just sublime compared to the other CIS team. They're so good at playing off each other, finding these frags and finding the return engagements, finding the trades as well. These USPs shouldn't be able to do too much damage, if any. NK does take a little bit, but Holmes is the only player. He seems to be doing loads of damage with these USPs, but 2 kills for Squared. That's a pretty good round. Delivering 2 kills is pretty much the break-even for a CT side, you'd say, in one of those full eco rounds, where you're keeping the Outlaws' economy slightly honest, you're spending their utility as well, and you can see Outlaws, off the back of that, haven't been able to gain a monstrous bank. They've got 4,000, 3,000. It's in the breakable region, where if Squared win 1 or 2 buys, they force through the eco round, and Circ, he just holds down the angle every single time. Jurek spots it through. And there's a smoke put down as well, so Ships is holding down this angle. You see Outlaws are playing this 1-2 sucker punch, where Circ will take a shot and then Ships will peek straight back into it. And this is how Outlaws are finding so many openings. They've got the man advantage once again. There's a UMP dropped, so not a huge investment lost from Squared, but Chev even gets tagged with that Molotov, so the damage that a dropped Molotov does is like 5 HP or so. However, it gives them the information that he's there, so lets them know that a player is playing directly on Ivy. They can take a couple of pop shots through. Circ with his AWP could definitely hit one through the smoke, not able to do so, and it just gives you good audio cue that Chev is playing towards his position off the back of his fallen teammate Jurek. Ships does take one, and this is a 2-man advantage now for Outlaws. This is pretty disgusting, and before the flash even blooms, Holmes just gets blasted, and Jordan, 5 versus 1. Squared are just getting outclassed. This is what we were talking about. This is why Outlaws is so scary to play these games so decisively and so convincingly and so seriously as well when you know you're playing against a lower tier of opposition, and obviously they're in the same region as well, so to take them seriously is definitely not a given because you play these teams all the time, you're mates with them, and it might just be a little bit of fun when you know that you're way better, but Outlaws seem to be taking this one extremely seriously. They're going for picks off each other. They are playing CS how it's meant to be played, and that flashbang not connecting with his target. Jordan drops, and Outlaws 6 rounds up right now. Squared have to get something going, and it's likely not going to be here as this. There's another eco from Squared. They've got barely any money to work with, just a minimal investment, $1,600 across their 5 players, and Outlaws probably going to pick them apart once again. No SMGs to really punish this, but they don't really need it right now. They don't need to take the risks of deciding that Squared definitely aren't going to force buy, but Cirque, again, these entry picks have been cataclysmic. And USP, you see, such a disadvantage. Hums does peek it through and tag him down to 0, but NK loses his head, loses an AK as well. Outlaws on a 4 versus 3. A man up, and it means that Outlaws can just go for one of these set executes. It's probably going to be business as usual, 9-2, I guess. As Squared, they've got a P250, nothing else. There's a USP gone. As Holmes with the AK, what can you do, my man? He needs to hit some kills from afar. But I don't know if that's necessarily going to happen right now. He's not got armor. He's not got really any advantage. He's not got anything to really talk of. However, he might just be going for exits. Keeping the Outlaws economy honest is of the essence. 5,500 and 6,000 on Circuit. They're going to have so much money after this. Just like if they survive with 4 players, if they survive with 2 players, they're going to have tons and tons of money. Outlaws off the back of this, 9 rounds, 9,000 each. Just like, what can stop them apart from halftime at this point? Because halftime is the hard reset, and Jordan going to lose that P250. Not a huge investment, obviously. Obviously, Holmes losing this AK-47 would actually be a big deal. The P250 is just a no-brainer. You can throw it away, but Holmes with an AK-47 can actually drop an or he can actually drop an M4 for one of his teammates in exchange for a little bit of utility. And you see, off the back of that, they can actually buy up a AWP. Holmes, instead of dropping an AWP, has more utility instead, so it's just how the cookie crumbles, I guess. But Jurek has got the AWP, and this is what worked for Squared before. He got like 5 or 6 kills, I swear, in the 2 rounds that he played. He got 4 kills in those 2 rounds. And since then, without the AWP in his hands, haven't been able to do anything. Holmes getting Molotoved away from that angle. The incendiaries, obviously Outlaws don't want Square getting too in their face, getting too much aggression. And here comes the peak. Dav missing the first shots. That's a big, big loss. And Jordan does actually capitalize on those mistakes. But NK, he's actually snuck past the defense now. He's behind these CT players and finds one headshot. Looks for the second, but can't find it. Holmes secures the 3rd round for Squared eSports, 3-9. Sure, with the AWP again. Crucial that he has this scope rifle on their team, and this is a much better buy from Squared. Last round they had a glass can. Oh, Cirque almost got that. Did take the tag though. What a blast! The HE comes in to punish him though, along with that Molotov, but that was so close. Jurek could have definitely lost his life so early, and that was a Guardian style peek straight into a main. Cirque's a monster. Dav getting aggressive, finds a headshot, and Squared back off the back of this. They've got a man advantage. They can do whatever they want at this point. A 3-1 setup as well, and Outlaws probably concede this round at this point, unless they can make a play into the B site, but they've got the utility to do it. They could definitely make their way in with the 2 smokes that they've got, cutting off Holmes, who hasn't got a Molotov of his own, so he cannot slow down Outlaws, so it's all down to the fragging power. He's got 100 HP as well, so it's about what can he do, who can he shoot. And Outlaws, they're going to give him some targets right now. Finds the first, and Holmes just staying alive, spending time for his team and trying to stop this bomb plant as well. Isn't going to do it, but does find the follow-up. There's NK down and dropped in. Outlaws, they're going to lose every player. Squared take their fourth, but it's not enough just yet to be ranting and raving about. Outlaws with the pause. And this is a little bit of time to talk about their attack. They were doing so well at first, and it's slowed down a little bit over the last couple of rounds. I'm sure. Outlaws know they're a very experienced team. If they let 6 rounds be conceded, then they actually have to post like a decent, like a really good, well, not a really good, but a decent CT half with 7 rounds. However, if they take 11, then it's just a matter of grinding out a couple of CT rounds. They can go for the saves and take it. So they do want to chill out, cool off a little bit, and take 1 or 2 more of these rounds. They want to get to double digits to really solidify their spot in the group final, coming up on the 16th, I'm pretty sure. So Squared have all the buy that they need. They've got enough money to buy into next round as well. So they've got absolutely everything that they could dream of to get this 6 to 9 half. And that's the only option for Squared. If they take 4 or 5 rounds, it's not enough. 6 is barely enough, but it's workable. On the T side, taking 10 rounds, 9, 10 rounds, it's like, can you really expect it against Outlaws who are so good? Drake does take down Cirque, so losing that AWP battle a couple of times. That was one of the difference makers early on. Cirque was finding kills left, right and centre and opening kills as well. And Ships does take a little bit damage through the wall, but obviously with Cirque down, this is going to be a big... Oh, it's straight through the smoke! Jurek taking a pop shot and it panning out. Does find one more, but Ships does get the return, and Outlaw's going to jump, pounce off the back of this. Straight onto the A side, but the looks of things, Squared not actually ready for this push. They are rotating the third man over. It's Davko. Needs to get onto this site pretty quickly, but here come the nades, here come the Molotovs for Outlaws. They need to make this push pretty quickly, but pushing through the smoke, NK had 0 advantages going into that one, and nobody's peeking Ships, so he's not going to be able to get one of these impact opening frags back onto the B site. Instead, it's going to be Outlaws really shut out this round. Squared giving them nothing to work with. Haverspellen, he picks and finds a headshot anyway. You see Ships is trying to go for one of these aggressive peaks, expecting somebody to be playing Ivy. It's actually quite lucky that nobody's playing Ivy for Squared right now, because it's a position we really need to play somebody in. And oh, Ships. Davko missed a couple of shots, and Ships capitalising off the back of that miss. And straight into the B site as well. Outlaws playing this one to perfection. Spellem's on low health as well, but this bomb is actually going down. There's the bomb down, the AWP down, and Spellin on 7 HP. Needs to find something. This has got to be a clutch out of nowhere. He's barely got the health to do this. And Squared, they have to play together. They have to bait him to make a peek here. He's not got a Molotov to stop this bomb from being defused, so it's going to be all firepower. Squared don't have any HEs either. This is one of the disadvantages of not saving back one of your Molotovs. And he goes for the early peek. Spellin finds Chev with his pants down, and Jordan goes for... is he holding it? Yes, he is. Spellin finds it. Is he going to teabag? No. Outlaws with 10 rounds, but that was a beautiful clutch by Spellin, playing it to perfection, peeking that final player. Wow. 10-4 as the UMP's out for Outlaws. They've not got loads of money. It shows how close the last couple of rounds have actually been, but Squared with M4s, FAMAS, a UMP as well. Squared eSports, as I said earlier, have enough money to go for one of these buys yet again. They can pretty much fully buy into this round, but the one stumbling block for them is they haven't got the Molotovs. The B site, it's crucial that you have Molotovs for a push. So Outlaws, well, even towards A as well, it just limits so many different positions that Outlaws can push, but without the Molotovs, this is probably favour towards Outlaws right now. If they can definitely pick up an entry kill, this could definitely leave a couple of openings, with Square going for a few of these aggressive peaks, and Outlaws slowly encroaching, creeping towards these bomb sites. Chev probably going to be the first to face. He's on top of the bomb train, but Outlaws, there's a smoke down. Here comes the peak, Nicky. Looks like he's looking towards this angle, looks for the first, but Chev picks up 2. In squared, he should be able to do something off the back of this. Spellin does come up clutch once again, and Outlaws taking 2 back in their favour. This could be an 11th round for them, but Squared, they're aggressive back onto this one. Holmes picks up 1. There's the bomb dropped as well. Cirque has got to go huge and only 15 seconds to do it with. Spellin picks up a clutch, crucial headshot. Jurek does spot one out, and Cirque with only 5 seconds left. Can he actually do anything? Can't plant the bomb at this point. Has to get the frags. There's a 1. It needs to run away right now. Jurek, he's so close. 1 second left. Is it? Oh, Cirque! What the hell was that? A second headshot, and this is why he's one of the best AWPers in the Balkan region. The best pistol players in the Balkan region. Here's the replay from Spellin earlier, but this isn't the replay I want to look at. I want to look at Cirque's legendary 1v2. That is huge! Time was almost up. I'm sure we're going to see that one at some point. That's a nuts last second pistol kill. What are you doing to me? Did he win that? Did he? He didn't win it. It was squared. It was time up. It's so close. Oh my lord. Oh. I thought no. He did win it. Yeah, because they've switched sides. Cirque, that was nuts. Unbelievable. One of the most clutches I think I've ever seen. 9 seconds left and 2 players to find it. The opposite ends of the map. Different ends of the world, and he finds both Outlaws. If that isn't a statement to put them into the grand final, I don't know what is. Squared placed the bomb, but it surely isn't enough. Outlaws taking kills after kills. It's Cirque and NK. 1, 2, and 3. In squared. Oh, that's another dirty shot by NK. Didn't even have vision on that man. And they spot out the last player right into the crosshair of Nicky. Outlaws playing perfectly off each other. 12-4. What can we do? Sasha, can we see that replay? That was nuts. I just want to see it. I just want... That is what... We'll see it now. That is what this is what Counter-Strike for me is all about. 9 seconds left. You see the time. No time. And he realizes he's got to get his skates on. Finds it. Last second headshot. Last instant headshot. Cirque's a beast. 20 kills in 7 at the end of that half. He's a nutter. What a nutcase. 12-4. This is what CS is all about. And Outlaws, they're in a prime position to take this one 16-4. Another convincing scoreline. Train might be even more convincing than Cash. Outlaws on the verge of going to our live finals, or not our live finals, but our live final day, where the top 2 will go to LAN. But it's squared with just pistols. 5 P250s. Is all it'll take for Outlaws to reach a 13th round. There's the first and second, and these pistols are actually encroaching onto this site, and here comes the bomb plant as well. Outlaws are in no position to stop it, but Cirque, he's very close with the UMP as well, just racking up cash. There's his first kill, look at the second as well. Easy nade, and Cirque's just going to mop him up. 2 kills for him. Nice, but what is the squared economy going to be like working into this next round? Looking strong. 13-4 as squared. Wow, they're pretty much down and out, aren't they, at this point? 5 AK-47s and Outlaws. It's one more chance. They've invested the AWP onto Cirque, so our superstar AWPer, he's just got better and better as the days progressed, and as the teams have got better, he's got better as well. So in the first game of the day, he was like pretty good, and then in the second game when he was playing against better opposition, he beasted him, he beasted that opposition, and in this final game, 23-8. That's a monstrous scoreline. He's just racking up these HLTV stats at this point, and what can you even say? He's a beast. Squared eSports, 5 AK-47s in a set play. This is a default. They're keeping their cool and not actually going for a fast balls to the wall strat that you would commonly see from a team 14 or 13, sorry, 4 down. But Outlaws, they can afford to take risks. This is where they're at their most dangerous, when they've got the AWP rolling. They've got Nikki and NK going for these aggressive picks and peeks. Squared, throwing a couple of nades over towards the A site. Here come the flashes as well, clearing out Pop Dog first and setting up for one of these set executes. But Outlaws, they've smoked this all off. Here come the Molotovs as well to close Squared out of this site. NK, double a set piece for him as he looks for the third, just an inch away from the headshot as Squared in a 2v4. But this time it's to stay in the tournament, and it's not going to happen. Cleaned up already, 14-4. It's Outlaws. Oh, surely this is it. Squared don't have enough money to go for a proper buy. They could, but it's like there's no correct decision at this point. When you're this far behind, going for a buy means that you're probably not going to take it and you're going to lose 14-4. Going for a save means that you have to take 11 in a row with zero fault, zero error. No second chances. That's probably not going to happen against Outlaws either. We were saying that Outlaws were the sure favourite to win this group, and looks like that's probably gonna come to fruition. 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Outlaws, 15 rounds. They're 1 away. They've got to take 1 out of 11 to make it to our finals. They've got to be feeling like their chances are pretty sure. I feel like Outlaw bets at this point are pretty much very safe, as Squared eSports 5 AK-47s is all it takes for them to be out of this tournament altogether. Go the Molotovs as well. Outlaws playing this one seriously. They're not going for any stupid rushes or playing anything crazy. They've gone for the 4-1 setup as well. So this is something that Outlaws like to do on Cobblestone. They're doing it again on Train. And instead of it being, NK 1 and 2, both headshots, a triple kill for him. And this is against a buy. NK finishing this game off single-handedly, it seems, as Jordan has to ace clutch to finish this one off. Might be Outlaws sealing the deal, finding their place in our grand final day at the end of these groups. And Jordan, straight through the wall. Headshot, he can't catch a break. Outlaws, they're just a pretty nuts team overall. I think they're on a different caliber of play compared to anyone we've seen. And there's Ships finishing it off, the final kill of the day. Outlaws are our champions. So that is day 1 over and done with. 16-4. Outlaws breeze through. If we have a look at how many rounds that they took, 16-4. They conceded 4 rounds, 13 rounds, 16 rounds. So they conceded, in fact, my maths is wrong, 15 rounds in the whole day. So all of the 3 matches that the 3 teams played against them, even if we put all those scores together, they still wouldn't beat Outlaws. That is a nuts performance. That is what we say when somebody is just so far in ahead of all of the opposition. However, we've got a couple of things to talk about. Shall I get my little pad of paper? If you want to get a Sennheiser GSP 350, we'll actually show it on stream tomorrow. I don't know why I haven't got it with me. You can get 10% off, and when we're using when you use code LEGENDS, you get a free headset hanger as well. We've got a little video to show you just after this. It's quite funny, we made it. And also NobleChairs, you can get a black and red chair. It actually looks really nice by using code NOBLEELC. So those are our two sponsors, and thank you very much for them. Go show those guys some love, and we'll end with this joke commercial. Headset.
Jamie, take out the trash!
I can't hear you over the sound cancelling of my Sennheiser GSP 350 headset.
Never gonna give you up. I'm never gonna let you go.